What's up, you guys? I am back. I had surgery a little bit over a week ago, and at first I was fine, but then after the painkiller started wearing off, the pain hit me like a ton of bricks. So I just been recovering and recuperating for the last few days. And speaking of recuperating, shouts out to Lynette from Life With Us TV, Random TV Reviews, Lynette and Stanley. Lynette had surgery recently too. They are my neighbors, and I just want to say shout out to Lynette. And I just want you guys to pray for her recovery and go over to her channel. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And let's get into the video. So earlier today, I saw on another blog that Myia Campbell from the show In the House with LL Cool J, I read that she was basically back on drugs and that she was seen again in Atlanta at a certain gas station where she frequents. And I wasn't sure if I believed the story. To be honest with you guys, I wasn't sure if I believed the story because the site that I read it on is somewhat of a satire site. So I don't take everything on that site at face value. So I posted on Facebook asking people, like, if you live in Atlanta, tell me, is this true? Because the way they posted it was like people in Atlanta see her all the time. So I was asking people in Atlanta, is this true? And come to find out, it is indeed true. I found the original Facebook post of the woman who said that she had been seeing Myia Campbell and that she finally recognized that that's who she was seeing. So this is what happened in her own words. She posted on February 16th, she posted, almost every day for the last few years when I stopped by the Texaco off Campbellton Road, there is this woman who always asks me for money and rides. Just about every day, she compliments me and tells me that I'm a bad who should consider being a part of the entertainment business. I usually just smile at her and brush her off, but I always felt like she looked so familiar. Although she is visibly strung out on drugs and openly pimping herself out for money and drugs, she always seems so out of place to me. In person, she still has remnants of her old self, and she definitely has a glow of beauty that stands out amongst the rest of the usual kids and prostitutes that frequent the store daily. On February 14, 2020, she caught me at the package store and engaged in her usual conversation with me. I'm not sure why, after all these years, I finally decided to actually stop and speak with her longer than I usually do. I told her that she looked so familiar to me and that she appeared to be out of place for some reason. She told me that I'd probably seen her before on a few TV shows and music videos in the 90s. I thought she was joking until she pulled out her phone and began showing me pictures of herself before she became completely strung out. Come to find out, this woman who is always telling me how beautiful I am and begging me for change is Maia Campbell, an actress best known for her role on LL Cool J's show In the House. I almost started crying as I spoke with her on Valentine's Day. I absolutely adored her growing up. Never in a million years would I have thought Myia Campbell would be complimenting me and asking me for help. I told her how much I loved her as a young person and how I always thought she was so beautiful and talented. She asked me not to photograph or video her on that day because she was high as hell and didn't need any more footage of herself in that condition floating around on the internet, so I respected her wishes. She did promise me that the next time she saw me, she would be sure to take a picture with me on a day where she felt more presentable since she sees me all the time. I asked her why she was out here living like she wasn't once a beautiful star who was adored by millions of people at one time. She said that at some point in her life, she lost sight of her value, gave up, and allowed herself to be used and abused by just about any and everybody in Hollywood and Atlanta, and it's been a difficult up and down process for her since then. I gave her the biggest, longest hug and told her that I will be praying for her deliverance from the demons that have held her soul captive for so long. I told her that no matter what, she is still a beautiful, talented Black queen to me, and if ever she's ready to restart her road to recovery and needs my help, I will do whatever I can to help her because I actually looked up to her as a young girl. She began crying as we hugged and told me that not only was I so beautiful to her on the outside, but stunningly gorgeous on the inside. She thanked me for treating her like a human being, and I bought her a box of chocolate from the Family Dollar next door for Valentine's Day. I told her that I would never give her any of my money to support her habit, but I would start bringing her food and some of my old clothes so she wouldn't be down completely bad out there in these streets. I also told her that if she ever felt like she was in danger and needed a place to lay her head from time to time to protect herself from the harsh weather, she could contact me. The look in her eyes was priceless. The deadness in her eyes lit up briefly, and she kissed me on my forehead and said, "God bless you, my beautiful queen," as she stored my number in her phone. I'm not sure what God has in store for any of us, but I want to request all of my social media friends to pray for Miss Myia Campbell. She isn't doing well at all, but with enough support and love, I do believe she can overcome and conquer her demons. Y'all, please pray for Myia Campbell for real, for real. She is such a sweet person and still has so much life to live. So I want to take this woman's request seriously, and I want us to pray for Myia Campbell because she is battling demons. And I want us to be more specific. I know as a community, a lot of us refer to addiction as demons, but what we also refer to as demons are mental health disorders, health conditions. A lot of times in our community, we refer to them as demons, but they are actual health conditions. And when Myia appeared on Ayanla Fix My Life, she confirmed that she does have a mental health condition, which is bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is characterized basically by ups and downs, just like Myia described having ups and downs in her life. And in Myia's case, the reason she is on drugs, from my understanding, the reason she is on street drugs, let me put it that way, is because she doesn't want to be treated professionally. Like, she doesn't want a therapist, she doesn't want to be psychoanalyzed, and she doesn't want the prescription drugs that are usually used to treat bipolar disorder. So basically what she's doing is self-medicating. She's self-medicating. It's not like she's on drugs for no reason at all, or like she wants to be strung out on drugs. From everything that I've read about her, it looks like she's self-medicating her bipolar disorder. So I just want us to be specific in our prayers, because I know a lot of you guys, I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. Even when I had surgery just now, I had so many of you guys praying for me. So I know for a fact that when a lot of you guys see this video, that you are literally going to stop what you're doing and pray for her. And what I want you to do in your prayer is be specific and pray that God heals her bipolar disorder. Whether that healing comes through treatment from a doctor or whether that healing is a miracle, I just want you guys to be specific in your prayers and pray for her healing of her bipolar disorder. And I want anyone watching this video who may have been diagnosed yourself with bipolar disorder, I want you to know that you don't have demons. Having mental health issues or disorders are health issues, and they're not demons. And you don't deserve to be vilified for having mental health issues. And I personally pray that you, if you are self-medicating, that you stop and that you get actual medication and treatment. And speaking of prayer, while we have our prayer going, while you're on your knees or while you're at your desk, let's go ahead and pray also for the family of those killed in the helicopter crash that also killed Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. The other people killed in that crash were Christina Mauser, Peyton and Sarah Chester, John, Kerry, and Alyssa Altobelli, and the pilot Ara Zobayan. I want to pray for their families because there is so much going on regarding the sheriffs that were present taking pictures of the crash site, including the bodies of the victims. So now the families of these victims, who are already dealing with the devastating loss of their family members, are now having to deal with the fact that there are pictures floating out there in the cloud. There are pictures floating around of their family members' deceased bodies. So I want to ask you guys to pray for them as well. And I also want to share with you a tribute that Justin of the G Twins posted to his YouTube. This is one of my YouTube buddies who posted a tribute to Kobe and Gianna. So check out this video. The link to his channel is in the description box. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and support his channel as well.
A coming out party for the high school kid, Kobe Bryant. Meeting with the approval of that Charlotte fan in attendance here. And Hubie, this is a guy.
August 23rd was the genesis of a legend who had a vision to use the genetic gifts he was given to be the greatest. Remember, he had the craziest will that was added to the equation of how he played with his skills. So then when the Lakers selected him, number 8 was embedded in every mind that was trying to see the Lakers get back up in finals discussions. And Bryant was just what they need, even though he required some minor adjustments and tweaks. And people seem to be concerned that he was trying to be Mike. Well, hello, and this is who we all were trying to be like. All of us tried, but he succeeded.
Lailah.